Well, hi, George.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. Very nice meeting you virtually. Soon,
Same here.
soon to be in person as well. Oh,
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to next weekend playing the Ravel Concerto.
likewise. Hey, we couldn't have done a pre-concert talk like this 10 years ago, or would be hard. Now it's just I just had to find the button to push.
Eh, Exactly. Yeah, no, it's so much easier and I guess even more intimate in a way because they get to see us like in an informal setting and it's nice.
And you're in Massachusetts, and I'm in Oregon, and we're talking about Connecticut. Yeah, I love it. Okay, well, so you're going to be joining us as a soloist for Ravel's Piano Concerto in G major. But first, before we talk about that, could you introduce yourself to us? Tell us a little about yourself. I know you come with a bunch of accolades. So if you want to start with accolades, you can start there, or you can go further back in time.
Sure. Okay, yeah. So my name is George Lee. I'm a pianist, born and raised in Massachusetts. And I started piano when I was around 4.5 years old, and basically didn't stop ever since. And yeah, I have been lucky to have a lot of like success, I guess, in my late teenage career. And I went to the Tchaikovsky competition in 2015, managed to get a silver medal, which was unbelievable for me. And yeah, it was just a really um, enriching experience, just to be able to be in Russia and to play for such an expectant and like kind of exciting crowd. You can tell that they really love music, and for them, it just means the world to have so many different people play classical music and to play Tchaikovsky and Rachmaninoff and pieces like that. And so for me, it was really incredible. And yeah, I'm ever since then. I guess my career has kind of um, got a lot more opportunities and opened a lot of doors for me. So I'm very grateful for that. And yeah, I'm just currently I'm 26. I'm still learning always, and especially for a pianist, there's so much music to learn, so much repertoire. So yeah, it's just
Yeah,
a ongoing, lifelong journey of learning.
never ending. So with that Tchaikovsky competition, was it? Do you feel more pressure, or was it more a more intense experience than other competitions? Did it feel
Oh,
large, bigger than life?
yeah, no, definitely. I mean, the way that I think that was the first time they put it on Medici. So there was like this kind um, of course, there's like the pressure from knowing that so many people from around the world are like watching you, but also just the history of the competition, knowing like
Yeah,
playing in that hall, for example, how many great musicians had played there, and the sort of people that the audience had been listening to throughout like the decades, and just yeah, that heritage was really kind of incredible to kind of be in.
yeah. So you really used this success and other successes you had as a launching pad, and it's so wonderful to see that you're on this upward trajectory. Gosh, I mean, you're still just in the beginning of it all. Is this your first time with Greenwich?
Yeah, it is. But I've heard a lot of great things about it, and I was really excited.
Hey, me too. It's gonna be first time for both of us.
Oh, great.
And you said this is actually going to be your premiere with this concerto, right?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so it's been a piece that I've been working on since the pandemic. I had a few concerts that I was going to play this piece with, but it got delayed or canceled. So, but yeah, I mean, it's been a piece that I've been working on quite often in the past several months. So I'm really, it's a really wonderful piece. It's so groovy, and it's got so many different characters, and it's yeah, it's very like classic Ravel with like the French harmonies, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a really incredible piece, and I'm just looking forward to
Well,
playing
that's going to be great because you always will remember the first time. So you'll remember the
it.
Greenwich
Right,
Symphony, and we're going to shape it
definitely.
together. So yeah,
totally.
French harmonies stand really. That's one thing that sort of is immediately obvious, and then sort of a nod to Mozart, right? It's just sort of celebrates music in its beauty and sort of deceptive simplicity. To me, especially the second movement, when you come in with that theme, which is so beautiful and so simple and yet so sophisticated at the same time. And then there's also jazz influences, right? How do you feel? It's not so overt, right? In this concerto, I mean, you kind of hinted at.
Yeah, no, it's very like subtle, as you said, and yeah, like the second movement, I also think is just so gorgeous and sublime. Just how he's able to like build in incredibly long phrase throughout, but like by constantly shifting harmonies like very slightly, and the phrasing, and yeah, it's such a wonderful piece. And of course the first and third movements, which are so kind of rhythmic and has that that kind of jazz influence, as you said, and it's really yeah, fun.
This is unfortunate, but we will leave that in the recording.
No worries.
I didn't put anything on in the airplane mode. I should have. Yeah, so you wouldn't when you listen to this piece, you wouldn't know that Ravel was actually a very hard worker, and it took him forever. It took him years. He labored over this concerto. And with that gorgeous main theme in the second movement, he said, "It almost killed me." I just love that quote, right? But the music seems so effortless. So yeah, one of his last works too. Yeah, unfortunately, his life was cut short. So yeah. All right. What's most challenging about it? What do you think is the most challenging part?
One part is like, I think it's usually like a concerto, you have a lot of time to kind of develop an idea and things like that. But with the Ravel, especially first and third, it's almost like go, go, go. And there's, I think in general, as a whole, it's like almost like 17 minutes or something. So there's not too much time to kind of get settled in and to like kind of, as a soloist, to kind of have time to express yourself. So you kind of have to already be on your toes from the very beginning. And I think that's a little bit of a challenge when playing this piece, and also to really get into those different moods in the first movement, where it's constantly changing. And there's the cadenza, which is I think is very challenging, because it's almost like the left hand concerto, like kind of condensed into a few minutes, and the left hand just has many different layers, and you have to kind of balance that. And for me, that's pretty challenging.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, both the first and third movement don't start with a downbeat. It all starts on
Yeah,
and it sort of sets you up already. You're a little unsettled there. You're off to races. Whereas the middle movement, that's like this just gorgeous saraband. That really provides a beautiful contrast. And then I would be amiss if I didn't mention that the whole concerto started with a whip.
Yeah,
it's the most famous whip crack, or whatever you call it, in the literature.
Exactly. Yeah, no, definitely.
Well, fabulous. I wish we could do it. We could do a pre-concert talk also before our concerts, but unfortunately, that time has not yet come. Next time.
Right. Hopefully soon. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to meet you in person and make some beautiful music together.
Same here. I'm really looking forward to it, and can't wait.
Likewise. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Bye. Bye.